The woman casually glanced at the flower bed by the street, but suddenly froze in place. She never imagined that even though her husband had been gone for 10 years, his dog was still waiting at the station for him to come home. Its eyes were dull and lifeless. All the energy it once had was gone. Only fatigue and sadness remained. Hachi and Parker's first meeting felt like fate itself. The night a worker accidentally dropped the crate while moving it. Hachi escaped and ran into the busy train station and stopped right in front of Professor Parker, who had just gotten off work.
Hey, buddy, you lost?
Parker noticed the pup had a collar. Clearly, it wasn't a stray, so he took Hachi to the station office, hoping the owner would show up, but the manager didn't want the trouble and said the dog could only stay for one night. Then it would be sent to the shelter. Left with no other choice, Parker brought Hachi home, trying not to alert his wife. He carefully hid the little guy in the living room and told Hachi not to move around too much. But as soon as Parker shut the door, his wife suddenly appeared. Luckily, she didn't notice anything strange, but just as they went upstairs, playful Hachi couldn't resist jumping down from the couch, and they had no idea Hachi had already snuck upstairs and was heading straight into their bedroom. Parker quickly tried to calm his wife, then explained the whole situation. His wife didn't actually hate dogs. They used to have one, but after going through the pain of losing it, she had vowed never to keep a pet again. After much pleading, she finally agreed, but only on the condition that Hachi would sleep in the shed outside. Parker lovingly prepared food for him, and even gave him a toy to keep him company. The next day, Parker went back to the station to ask if anyone had claimed the dog.
Nobody showed up, nobody called, nobody.
He asked a coworker if they wanted a dog, but they just laughed, saying Hachi had already picked his owner.
He's made his choice. Whether you found him or he found you. Who's to say?
That night, they watched a game and shared popcorn. Man and dog enjoyed their cozy little world together. Time flew by, and when Parker didn't come upstairs, his wife got curious and came down when she saw Hachi. Instead of yelling at Parker, she simply turned off the TV and gently woke him up. Her calm voice startled Parker, realizing he was caught. He gave her a sheepish look. She said nothing, just smiled, and Parker knew he was forgiven. As time passed, Hachi grew into a majestic dog, but instead of becoming more independent, he only grew more attached. Every morning when Parker left for work, Hachi would lie sadly at the door watching him go. As soon as he heard the train pulling in, Hachi would race to the station. He couldn't hide his joy, grinning from ear to ear. Once he arrived, he'd sit patiently by the flower bed near the entrance, waiting for his beloved owner to appear. Before long, that familiar figure would walk through the gate. Hachi would run up with excitement. Parker was amazed. He thought his wife had brought Hachi over, but the street vendor told him Hachi came on his own. Parker was touched. From that day on, he had a loyal escort on his commute. Hachi would see him off in the morning and return to the station in the afternoon to wait quietly by the flower bed. Every time Parker showed up, Hachi would sprint over and greet him with joy. Everyone around them was moved by this bond. Day after day, this routine continued.